This is a story about cattle in the wrong place. Drysdale River National Park is absolutely amazing. It's in the Kimberleys of northwestern Western Australia. It has some really interesting ecosystems like savannas and woodlands, wetlands and rocky spinifex country. Rainforest hangs out along the edges of rocky escarpments and gorges. It's beautiful, it's spectacular. On our visit to Drysdale River, we had some amazing wildlife experiences. Throughout the trip we saw freshwater crocs, turtles, skinks, snakes, frogs, and we had some fantastic bird encounters. But like other national parks across the top end, Drysdale River National Park is under threat. Feral cattle, as well as cattle that wander in from neighbouring stations for a free feed, were clearly having a ruinous impact on this national park.
This swamp is covered in pugging from cattle, and they go all the way out and they're all around the banks of this what otherwise would be an amazing swamp where we just saw the bulgars. It's disappointing. You can see the kind of damage they're doing. They trudge right into these really wet areas and just turn it into a really mucky wet bog. And this water should be clear. We've seen others where there's no cows. It's beautiful clear water, and this is just horrendous. So a nice little soak, a miraculous soak here, which the cattle are trampling and turning into mush. So this little damp patch has dried up, and you can see that the cows have trampled it to absolute pieces here. Stinks of cows here too.
The science tells us that cattle are bad news for native wildlife. They degrade habitat, threatening native birds like the purple-crowned fairy wren. They spread weeds and outcompete kangaroos and other macropods. Cattle degrade waterholes for wildlife, as well as making them unsafe for people to drink. In fact, grazing by feral herbivores, including cattle, has contributed to catastrophic losses of native mammals across the top end. What can you do to protect the ecological integrity of this magnificent tropical landscape? You could email the Premier of Western Australia and ask for more effective cattle control measures. You could also email the Federal Minister for Environment and ask for stronger environmental legislation so that the federal government can step in when national parks are under threat.